Hi, everybody. Yes, Melissa, that was me posting some of the products that I am going to use tonight. Hi, Christy. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Cherie. Hi, Ellen. We're going to use a couple of things tonight. We're going to go for 3 cards, I hope, tonight. So just shaking up my aqua pigments. So keep them all. We're going to do them in stages tonight. So my goal is to make an A2 card, a mini slim card, and a slimline card tonight. So, or at least get them started. So, hi Monica, hi Kelly, hi Shirley, hi Penny. Hope you guys are all doing good. You went out to lunch with your husband. Woohoo, awesome. Hello, Walter. I had kind of a busy day at work. Not too busy, but busy enough. So at the beginning, before I started, I posted a few of the links. I have the stencil of the month, which is, oh, we got to switch our cameras around. Sorry about that, guys. We'll do that quick. Yes, all the cards we're going to try. This is the stencil of the month, Retro Kaleidoscope. I have it, I kind of have, I think we can do it. So they're not going to be super complicated cards because the stencil is going to be the star. Got my little scrapper keeper here. And we are going to go off of our rainbow card from last week, but I'm going to use Rosy Cheeks, Over the Moon, and Break Up Blue. So we're going to use the pastels versus the dark ones we used last week. So I will get those started. We're going to use our foam blending tools here. But everyone's having a good week so far. So we've had a little bit more rain again here in Iowa. It's been a little nuts that way, but all right. So, all right, we're going to get these all situated. I've got all the chroma opaques there. We're going to use those tonight. And I have one done, so it's already dry. And then we're going to go ahead and grab some tape. Actually, I'm just going to use some off my die cutting machine. Let's see. So I'm just going to, this is just some regular A2 card stock that I've got here. And we're going to go ahead and start ink blending. So I'm going to start with my yellow like always. Like I said, what did I just do? You know what I just did, you guys. This is not Over the Moon. So we're going to grab a new one because I grabbed the wrong one. And we're going to put this one away. Wasn't paying attention. So I have a new one here and we'll get started. All right. We want to use yellow first. That's why I grabbed it, but we want to use yellow first. So I do love the matte finish of them. I've used them only a little bit, but I really love the shimmers. But tonight I want to use the creamy opaque or the chroma opaques because we're going to foil with them. So, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to just start in here. I'm going to go kind of at an angle and do a little bit different than I normally do. Francie. Hello, hello. I tried to get Fletch to stay in here with me just for you, Francie, but he didn't want any of it. So he's off watching TV with his dad. So, all right. So we're getting in here. We're going to go ahead and start with our yellow. Like I said, A2 card. Then I'm going to go ahead and go with my pink. This is Rosy Cheeks. And do our little overblend here. We might have to put a little more yellow in there because I think we're going to have a lot more pink. I'm just going to dive right in. And we're going to make all of our backgrounds first. And then we'll go in and stamp out our sentiments and get going. So, but first thing we do is we're ink blending because since we're going to use the same stencil for all of them, I want to use the least messy thing first, right? Hello, Heather. Hello, hello, hello. So we're just going back with a little bit more of the Over the Moon. So not a lot of stamping tonight, just with sentiments, I think. So you guys make me laugh. So it threw me off. I forgot there was no mail today. So I have the Proud Hands. I can't remember exactly what that one's called, but I got that in the mail coming to me. And I had a stamp coming in the mail to me. But of course, I gotta wait till tomorrow. It's stuck in Des Moines for the last few days, but I figured we'd start with this. All right, go over a little bit more with this yellow. Billy and Broccoli and Francer, where's Clover? I don't know. All righty, there we go. We got our first background done. And I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna put these away right away because we're not going to need them. And I'm just gonna kind of toss them over on the side here. We'll clean them up later. And we're ready for the reveal. There we go. So just a little bit lighter blend compared to that last one we had last week. So I might turn my other light back on, see if that gives you guys a little bit more now that I thought my background there. It was kind of shining on you when I had it on. It is a very fun stencil. I actually have to make an interactive one for Heather because I promised her I was going to. So hopefully this weekend I'll have a little more time to do that. Grab some squeaky clean here and we're going to quick clean it off and start our next one. So next we're going to dry emboss. So we're going to do 3 ways to use this stencil. And it's going to be a little messy, but I think it's kind of fun. You could just dry emboss and leave it at that, but I'm going to do a little further step with it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to grab my die cut machine. And this one is going to be a mini slim card. So I've got my mini slim panel here. Clover is here. Hello, Clover. Not quite sure where the Clover came from. I got to figure that one out. I must have missed that. That's okay. All right. What I'm going to use is I am going to keep my metal shim in here, but I have my rubber mat that came with my Platinum 6. Then I have my stencil and my piece of paper. And I've got the paper on the bottom and the stencil on top. And then I can't remember. I might be doing this backwards, but we'll find out. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was in and out on Sunday. And then I've got the embossing mat on top. That would make sense. I was thinking that, but I just wasn't 100% sure. So we're going to just run that through. And then sometimes I do this upside down and I have to remember if I did it right. Yeah, I did it. I don't know if you can see that. See? Hunger Games. So it's just a dry emboss. You could do it either direction. But I didn't use any pixie spray on this right now. So it didn't stick. But I'm okay with that. We're going to stick it right back down. I probably should have used some pixie spray, but we're going to line it back up and hopefully I can do it right. I might have to redo it because I want it to stick. Yeah, we're going to redo it quick because I want it to stick because we're going to paint on it. Love the emojis. Oh, thank you. I don't know about that. I just be who I am. I am going to. And last night, I don't know, I think Heather was here, but Jessica, you weren't in here at the park, but we had a bot and I went in and I ended up blocking everybody that was using Restream for a while. Okay, yeah, we're going to redo it. So yes, have a safe trip, Jessica. Can't wait to hear all about it. So I just used some nonstick tape or some washi tape there. And the reason I want it to stick to it and not come off is because we're going to paint over it. Now, I did do one last night. It's going to be a little bit different color because I used chroma mists instead, but I want to use the aqua pigments. But we will do the reveal. Okay, so I've got the new aqua pigments here. So I got the blueberry, the marmalade, and the strawberry. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to, she's a poet, doesn't know it. I'm going to grab some of this out and we're going to just stick it down on here and we're literally just going to paint. Just have a great time with your trip. Make all the memories, eat all the things, see all the sights. So I got blueberry, marmalade, and strawberry. And these all have a little shimmer in them. And so if they sit, you'll see there's, like you can see there's some shimmer in the bottom. So you need to make sure you kind of shake them. Now we're going to do the, oops, broke my pen. Broke my paintbrush. We're going to go ahead and start with the yellow again, and we're just going to paint it on. Now, like I said, I did this with chroma mists before, but I decided tonight, I'm like, well, let's use the new aqua pigments. Duh. So we're going to paint it up a little bit more. And then I just have a washcloth here. Yep, shake it up. I did shake it up a little bit before. It was starting to settle already again. And then we're going to grab some red. This is the strawberry, and we're going to just paint it over. Now, it is going to seep. If you don't want it to seep at all, and you want you want as clear as design as you can make it, the best way I'm going to tell you to do that is to make sure you maybe use some pixie spray, and it will work out a little better, but I'm okay with it not being perfect because it's going to be kind of just the hint of the stencil. And we got some blueberry down here. All right. And that's all we have to do. And I'm going to quick wipe this off. And this is kind of, I think they did this technique. Jennifer McGuire and Christopher did something similar to this, or Jennifer was doing this when she was live with Christopher not too long ago. I am not going to save this. I know I normally do, but I'm going to wipe it all up because we're going to move on. Am I allowed to post on the fan page if I bought the items from Brutus, but it's not Brutus? I don't know. Thanks, Susan. That's a good question, Christy. I don't know. I mean, if you went to the store and said, here's my haul from the store, you know, that would be a question for Heather or Christopher. For sure. Especially if it's still available. I would think you could say it's still available. I mean, if I was going to use like a lawn fawn dye that was in the store. And hi, Lisa. I saw that you popped in there too. I know, 3 cards. We're going to go for it. So here, it's not a perfect, but I wanted you to see, you get the idea. It kind of gives you that little bit of a tie-dye effect, and you can kind of see the shimmer. It seeped a little bit, but not like, it seeped a little bit, but not like it's not got the same crisp lines, if you see what I mean, but you get the idea. So that's background number 2. And that was one of the reasons why I did do the dry emboss, because I thought it would kind of stick a little bit more to that. So we're going to put these off to the side. And now for the messy one. We are going to use some pixie spray for this because I am very much into pixie spray when I use my gels and pastes. And I am a heavy pixie sprayer. So I usually have to have 2 or 3 bottles in house because otherwise I use that. And this one is going to be a slimline card. It's a completely different look. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on. And now I got to I need to make sure I have extra baby wipes handy because this is going to be very quick. Kind of messy, as in I'm going quick because I want to do this quickly because I noticed it dries fairly quickly if you go thin. Once again, we're going to go with the yellow first. We're just going to eyeball it and try to get all the colors in. If they're going to overlap a little bit. And I'm just going to go ahead and grab some. And I'm going to spread it out. This was not the one I used earlier. So let's get that. Let's grab the other one. I liked my flat one here, this one. Okay. And we're just going to go ahead and spread it out. Now, when I do paste, I like to usually only go one direction. I don't like to go all around. I like to go one direction. And then I'm going to go ahead and wipe it off right away. If you don't know, keep these always because that helps keep them from drying out. I actually will save them if I empty one and hold on to them. So in case I lose one. So that's the yellow. Let's wipe this off quick before we get it everywhere. We're going to let it sit all on our table here and just get mixed up. Then we're going to start and we're going to go to the top. Here's the orange. Now, I did not find that these took that long to dry. I was doing this while I was watching Christopher last night, and I noticed, I kind of took a break, and I noticed a couple of my colors started to dry before I went on. Now, if you notice, I don't really have any yellow in there, so I'm going to go ahead and put it right back in. If you're nervous about it, put it on your table, especially if they're colors that will very, very much mix. If there was a teeny bit of yellow, it would just get mixed in with this because yellow is part of orange. And then we're going to go ahead and grab some of the red. Like if I did red into yellow, I would probably not. I would either use it up or I would just wipe it off. But you don't need very much. I'm just trying to make sure that all of the spaces get covered. Now I have no orange on here, so I don't mind dipping back in. It is handy sometimes to have more than one of these. If you have like a palette knife, I have the Nuvo ones, they're silicone. So if they get dried on, they actually just, you can just scratch it off. But like when I'm doing something like this, I like to have one of these longer flat ones, or I don't know if this Simon Hurley ones are like this. I don't remember which ones are all in that mix. All right, now we're going to go on to green. I love these colors. They're just so pretty. And we're going to overlap the yellow a little bit because we have a lot of yellow there. I did a little bit crazy more with the yellow than I planned. Let's go ahead and scrape that off a little bit. Like I said, I do too. Oh yes, happy Juneteenth. Yeah, it's one of the reasons I didn't get my order today, because there was no mail, but that's okay. It'll come tomorrow. Yeah, I like the Nuvo spatulas too, especially for cleaning up. I don't tend to spread with them very often, just because I prefer the flat edge of these. But it works. They work very well, especially because they don't really, like I said, you don't have to worry about it drying very much. Okay, so I got a little bit extra green in there. I'm just going to mix it kind of together because it's very light. Spread that back on, and I'll put that back in. Now, if I was using a white, like my Fallen Snow, I would not put it back in there. Of course, Francie, there's got to be purple. If there's no, to me, it's not a rainbow without purple. Gasp, because of the purple? We got to have purple. You know me. Purple, this teal and this purple are just yummy. All right. So there we go. I've got them all done. I'm going to move those off to the side here so they were out of my way. And we did that super quick. Now, what I want to do one time, I'm going to grab one of my flat spatula things here. This one's the Simon Hurley ones. They come in a toolkit. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to scrape it very gently in one direction. That helps smooth it out. And what you can do is you can take a scratch piece of paper if you want. And you can, if you have lots, just make a little bit. You can punch little dies out of that. I do that sometimes all the time. And then I'm going to go ahead and do this one. And we'll do that one from this way. What's your favorite, the purple or the teal? And we're just going to leave that off to the side to dry. And then we'll wipe this up. Melissa, which one, the purple? Okay. And then, all right. Are you ready for the reveal? I might have some seepage. Oh, both. Yes. All right. I want to actually, I had a laminated 8.5 by 11 sheet, or like grid mat sheet, but I'm not sure where I moved it when I moved some things around. So I'm just going to grab my stencil packaging. Thank you. It is a fun background. Wait till you see it when it's dry. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to pull it off. I've got a soapy bucket of water here. We're going to stick that in. Just a little bit of Dawn dish soap. There we go. The teal is pretty. And then I'm going to grab the corner where there isn't any, and we're going to pick it up. Now, one thing I like to do when I do pastes is kind of hold it and go around the edges kind of gently and make sure there's no real like goobers or anything. I don't know if there's a proper word for that. And then I'm just going to set it there to dry. And then we're going to scrape this all off. It's already starting to dry on my glass mat, and we're going to move on. So look at that. It's 7:20 and all 3 of our backgrounds are done. I told you we were going to get this done. So move some stuff over to the side. And then this is what it looks like when it's wet. Move that off over here, somewhere where I won't bump it. And then Da, 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 da. Here is what it looks like when it's dry. Hopefully I don't screw that up. So I tried to get it as smooth as possible. You know, there's a few spots here and there. Oh, I have a little bit on my finger. Let's see if I get that off of there. But it's going to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to foil it. And what I have for foiling is I'm going to use this opal. Opal is one of my favorites. Thank you, Christy. I've already got it cut down to match the size. I'm going to go ahead and put that in here. And hopefully I did not mess it up and flipped it the wrong way. Pretty sure. Yep, that's the right way. Christy, I found that for me, I don't use them enough, but what I found that I think is I like to paint with them a little bit, like with a paintbrush. They're kind of fun. But I have found that if I keep a little bucket to my side, I can do more at once. Does that make sense? All right, let's get our little machine out here. I'm gonna unplug my light for a few, so sorry if it gets a little dark. I only have one outlet in my little office area here because it's an old porch. Let's turn this on. And we're gonna turn it, I turn it up to 3. But yeah, so I'll do quite a few of the backgrounds and then just put them off to the side with my pastes, and then, or I'll do them the night before I'm gonna do that. But yeah, and you know what, all I have is, I have a, oh, and yes, and you could do dots. I put it in an ice cream bucket and I just let them sit there, and I don't necessarily even wash them. I've forgotten and come back a couple of days later and be like, oh shoot, I probably should wash those. And they're completely, your stencil melted at 4. I have only used 3 so far. No, a stencil? You put a stencil in? What do you mean a stencil melted? I do, but it's under my desk and I didn't really want to crawl under the desk if that was okay. I do have a surge protector and I do have a thing, but when to use this on my machine, usually what I do is I just leave it on my desk that's back here behind me. But to have it live, I thought I would move it over. So, all right, we're just gonna let this warm up. I hope everyone's having a great, like I said, week. I'm gonna pull this. So I did this last night. Okay. All right. I will ask you next month. These are the ones I did last night with the same technique, but I used the chroma mists. I used the dragon fruit, the peacock, and whatever the yellow is called of the chroma mist, lemon zest. So I did the same technique. And then there was extra on top. I actually did it twice. There was extra on top and I just stuck a piece on top to pull up the extra. So that, you know, and like when it was wet, I just put it down on top so that the stencil would be between these, and then I pulled it up. So these are some other versions of them. And we might use this one tonight if this one's not 100% dry. Okay, here we go. All right, you have a search. I do, and actually what I need to do is I need to attach the surge protector under my desk, like right here. All right, is the one thing I can tell you about the fuse is that you can only, it's not as wide as a regular, like the mink, the big mink, or, hi Joanne, how are you? Or like a laminator type thing. So you do have to do a smaller section. So for like a slimline card, you'd have to do the long way like this. So, and of course my foiling buddy or whatever that is called that I get from the fuse carrier sheets is obviously short. So I just got some parchment paper out. And I'm going to run it through twice. Well, that's good. Yes, Lisa, they're both shiny. This one is shiny from the aqua pigments, and this one is shiny from those creamy chroma mists. I mean, there's just not enough hours in the day to use all of them. So have you had a lot of rain, Joanne, your way? All right. And the one thing I don't necessarily like about parchment paper is they sometimes put those the wrinkles in there, and there's not much I can do about that. So for those of you, I know a little update on my dad. He did get moved into another assisted living from the hospital, so that's a good thing. So I haven't talked to him in a couple of days, so I gotta give him a call tonight or tomorrow, probably tomorrow. Just check in with him and see how things are going. So it's a little closer than the last place to my mom and my sister, so that's a good thing. So it didn't rain here all day, but it rained for a while this afternoon after lunch, and then a little bit in the evening. So all right, so I'm gonna run it through twice just because I will send him hugs from everybody. Yes, thank you. Just because it's the thicker paste. I've never foiled this before, so this is the first time. I know that we are supposed to be able to, so I figured I'm gonna be a guinea pig with you guys and do it live. I'm gonna shut that down and let's put our light back on so you got a little bit more light on my desk. Are we ready for the big reveal? I could have done the magic shattered glass, but I wanted to try something different. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, yeah, that is better. So I can tell it's working. Ah, Home Alone. Ooh, that sounds like a lot of crafty fun time, Joanne. I'm gonna get ready for the reveal. 1, 2, 3, go. It's not gonna be super, so it's not gonna be super, but you saw the matte finish before, but yet look at all the sparkly. You can see it. So it's gonna be completely different than the matted shattered glass. And actually, I might have it a little thick. So you can see how, so what it really did is actually it outlined it. Do you see that? So the whole thing isn't 100% sparkly, which I'm very, very excited about because it outlined it all. And so it almost made me look like, and it's probably because I had the thick stuff a little too thick. So I'm going to keep experimenting with it because I know it can work, but look at how fun. See, it's a little more, some of these are a little more sparkly because they were thinner, but that's really fun. Yeah, it is. It's a really fun, I mean, when you, in person, when you look at it, it looks sparkly, but then you turn it in the light, you can see some matte. So that's fun. I do too. I like it a lot. So. All right, guys. So we got our 3 backgrounds. We're going to cut this one down a little bit and let's get started. Is it a new toy? It is. That was the Fuse machine, Joanne. I've had it for a couple months now. It's the Gina K Fuse machine for foiling. I love it. I like the fact that it's the right size that I can use on my desk. And I haven't really had any issues foiling at all. There's not a lot of purple on this one, so I'm going to cut a little bit more off the top. So I'm going to go 5 1/4 by 4. We're going to cut a little more extra off this side because I want to keep that purple. But I like this, like I said, I like the size because I can put it on my desk and foil versus when I had my Royal Sovereign, I had to put it on the floor. So it did brighten it up a lot because it, like I said, it looks like outline. And like I said, there's still the matte finish to some of them, but that's fun. It's fun. I like it. I mean, in all reality, if I'm going to do something with shimmer, I'm going to use the new shimmer pastes because they're gorgeous. And if you haven't seen them, I have everything swatched out. Now, the one thing I know that's different with the opaques is that the opaques show up on dark cardstock, which is what I should have done. We should have done this on black cardstock, but that's hindsight. So we're going to go ahead and cut this down a little bit too. I want it to be 3 inches. You know, and we're doing everything in kind of stages here tonight. Get all our cutting down. I like my mini slims to be 3 by 6. And then I have 8 1/2 by 3 1/4. And then I have 4 by 5 1/4. It did make the colors pop, yeah. All right. And then we need some mats. And I'm going to go ahead and pop these all on black mats because they just, to me, rainbow pops really, really well on black. So I keep putting the cardstock away. So what did I say this was? 3 1/4. We're going to trim this down just a little bit more because I want to do, I want to have just a skinny mat. So I'm going to do about 3 1/8. Okay. Yes, I know. And you know what, Ellen, when I have some time, I will do it again. I just had this one done ahead last night, like I said last night, and then I was like, I should have done it on dark cardstock. And see what that looks like. Okay, so we've got the black, and I think I'm just gonna go ahead and worry about the edges. I don't, let's see. Oh, it looks, oh, look at that. I elbowed that perfect. Look at how that pops with just that little bit of black. And if you don't like to waste all this, you can cut a couple sentiments out of there. And then we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna cut this one down to, this one's gonna have both a white and a black mat on it. 5, and I don't know what that is. 1, 2, 3, 8, 5. Which card are you talking about of Melissa's, Francie? I'm just asking because she's got some beautiful, she's had some beautiful, beautiful cards. And of course, some of them I get to see ahead of time. So, yeah, Heather, isn't that pretty with that little bit of extra foil? All right. It's got just a little bit of a mat there. And this is Raven cardstock. And awesome. Okay, so this one is 3. So we're going to cut this down to 3 1/8. I'm learning my math so much better. Oh, yeah, that is a beautiful card. And 6 1/8, which might be a little long. We might have to cut that down a little bit more to really matte. Yep, we're going to have to cut this down a little bit more. So we need this to be 5 7/8. I can barely see that. And then this can be 6. Now, I'm not crazy. This, yes, that flip-flop rainbow card was great. This little piece goes in the garbage. These pieces go back in my stash because those can be used for something else. All right. So we've got all of our mats. You see, they've kind of got a theme going here. Any one of these cards would be too hard to mass produce, except maybe this one would take a little time. Because you have to wipe it down. I missed it, Francie. I said something. What did I say? That. So we've got all of those, and I think we're just going to go ahead and attach those all right away. Okay. So, and I recently just had my tape runner redone, so I should have enough tape. I like tape runner when I do my panels. Oh, I'm not crazy. Not crazy. Not one bit. And we're just going to do a little bit here and there. I just talk to myself once in a while. My mama always told me that was okay. Ooh, is this cut? Okay, we have just a hair down there. I did throw it away, Melissa. Can you believe it? It's not scary, Francie. Once you learn how to put it together, it's very simple. And I have a couple of local friends, and we buy the ATG tape in bulk. We buy a case of it at a time and split it. So then I have a bunch of it. But I just use too much glue otherwise, and I am a heavy liquid gluer, and then I tend to use too much glue, and then I have warpage. So, plus I am a scrapbooker at heart. I just don't scrapbook much anymore. I promise you, it's not. It just looks like it's crazy. It's big, but it works like any other tape runner, especially once you get moving with it. So the big thing you have to worry about is the little trigger thingy. Exactly, Lisa. You don't don't repeat yourself. Oh, I don't remember what. I think I got 2 boxes, and it was like, I don't remember what I paid for them, but I have 2 boxes like this. So I don't exactly remember what I paid for them. If you can remember, I wrote the check out a little while ago, but I can't remember. It's been too long already. It's not. And I watched the videotape once, but if you not notice, it actually has the diagram in here. So it tells you that you go down the arrow and then over the arrow and then over and wrap it around and then lock this in. So it didn't take, I mean, I had to watch the video twice and then that's it. Now I know how to do it. So, all right, guys, we've got our card bases here. What I thought I would do for sentiments, I do have some of these images from the Proud Hugs stamp set. I'm not sure I want to use them necessarily. We can. But what I really wanted to use was this is one of my favorite stamp sets, the Sunny Sentiments. And Francie, I'll find out for you and I'll tell you when I see you because I can't remember. I love this one because it has so much fun. I love Live Life in Color, Shine Bright in All Your Colors, which would be good for this one. It's just so fun. The world is a brighter place because of you. So it's okay, Kate. I saying a lot tonight. I never had it, Ellen, when I scrapbooked. I always had like the companies, like squares and those little runners. And then when I started card making, I just was struggling so much that I thought I have to buy this tape gun. And I looked all over for it and finally found it at one of those box stores online. I'm trying to find my perfect blend in my tiny papers and my A2 card bases so that I can just not finding it. So we're going to cut a piece down. So, yep, Kate, you are good. We just made our backgrounds. Now we're kind of finishing up. Our sentiments are going to be stamped all in black because they're going to match that black mat. And then we're going to decide if we're going to put any images on there or not. So we're going to just cut this down in half. And then we're going to cut it in fourths or in half again. So we're basically cutting it in half. You guys, my crafter math after a live is nuts. It is nuts. It takes me about half an hour to clean up. And if I don't clean up after I'm done with my live, I have to do it the next night, but I want to keep crafting, so I try to do it after we're done. So we got Live Life in Color. So we're going to stamp that one. We're going to do Shine Bright in All Your Colors. Lisa, that's kind of where I got mine too. And it had free shipping because of the price. So I was really excited to find it. And then I think we're going to do Never Stop Chasing Rainbows because all of these kind of reminisce the colors that we're using. So I am super getting excited for CYOE. Can't believe it's just around the corner. It's coming up. It's going to be fun. Oh, Ellen, I know exactly what you're talking about. I have a drawer full of them back there. Those little tab thing pulled ones, the squares. I still have them, and I will use them if I scrapbook again on the back of if they stick on the back of my photos, just because they kind of work perfect for those. And I just want to use them up, but I don't use them. I should use them in some card making just to get rid of them, but they're sitting in a box back there. All right, I'm thinking I might need to re-ink my ink pad here. Let's get this off. I do find if you don't have a flat surface sometimes on your MISTI that it doesn't always stamp properly. And this is a full colored or a full thick stamp, so it's taking an extra couple, especially because it's never been used before. Maybe I'll grab my cloth here and help me rub it. There we go. I think we're gonna do one more. Whew, I'm getting warm all of a sudden. There we go. We got it. I think that looks like one little spot there. All righty. I am using the Brutus Monroe Raven Detail ink, but I use mine a lot. The corners are cute. What corners? Which corners? Kate. The Raven Detail ink. It's the only black ink I use, except when I am going to heat emboss a very large image, then I use a pigment ink. But otherwise, I use this for everything. And I go through quite a few of them. And that's only because I've been on the team for a while and I use it all the time. And so now it's not that it dries out because I have to re-inker. It's just that I use it a lot. And so sometimes I just wear it out. That's how much I use it. Or if I have to re-ink it, it's because I forgot to put the lid back on it tightly. But most of the time it's because I've used it like a lot. I think in the few years I've been, this might be the second, or this might be technically my third one. And like I said, it's because if you look at the ones I've had, I have, I've ink blended with it and I've done, and so I use it. Like I've roughed up the top part of it. But this one I've had now for over a year. You can tell because I got my date on the back. So it's my favorite black ink. Favorite black ink. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, the corners on the albums. I haven't used those in a long time. I used them a little bit on some of when I was making my kids for graduation, so that for the things I knew I was going to pull out of the album, but I don't use them that often. Okay, so I have all my magnets on here. I know this one goes with this one. Sometimes it's kind of a guessing game for me. I think this one might be this one. It looks like that's right. Look at that. I'm guessing. And then Shine Bright in All Your Colors looks like it is maybe this one. Yep. Look at that. Guessed them all up. We're going to cut these down. You're welcome, Lisa. I mean, like I said, it's the Brutus Monroe inks. They're white, the alabaster, the embossing ink, and the black. They're the only ones I use. Like I said, I do have my VersaFine Claire sometimes that I use, but I don't use it as often. I usually use those. And what I use the VersaFine Claire is like if I'm going to stamp like a really big stamp and I want to heat emboss it, I will, because it does. This will dry a little bit quicker than that, but otherwise when I heat emboss, I usually use that as well. And it just sits on my desk all the time. All right, we're gonna get this going here. We got our little dies. I love sentiment dies. We may have to cut out something, a shape or something, to make our sentiment stick out a little bit. Make some black, but we'll cross that bridge when we get that far. And then we're gonna add some crystals and we'll be getting close to that. So next week, I'm not 1,000% sure what I'm going to use yet. Does anyone have any requests from this release that you haven't seen yet that you'd like me to use? Pretty open to anything. I haven't used the stamp of the month yet. I have to use that. And yeah, I have to ground them with something, but I'm not sure what. It might even just be a strip of black, because I love the backgrounds. I really want them to shine, and that's kind of why I really don't want to put an image on there. I want that Northern Lights. Okay, I'm confused by Northern Lights, Francie. We didn't get a thing from this wreath that's Northern Lights, did we? That name's not ringing a bell. Or do you want me to make something that looks like the Northern Lights? Is that what you're asking me? Ooh, challenge can be accepted, but I'm gonna have to think about that one. I'll have to play around a little bit. I definitely can do that. I want to, oh, the consumables. Northern Lights. I don't know if I got any of the Northern Lights consumables. I'll have to look that up. I'm going to write that down right now and see for sure what I have. Consumable. Okay. I will check into that. Oh, no. You're saying no. Oh, make a Northern Lights with the consumables? Is that what you mean, Francie? Oof, I could try that. We could try to make something with the... Got something in my head I'm thinking about right now. All right, guys. I think we might put the little image on this one because it's got so much. I'm thinking this one we might leave plain. I might do this one this way. Okay, that's okay. I will think about that, Francie. How does that sound? I have an idea how we could do it with maybe a couple things. I will play with that this weekend. I've got it right here. See, there's my note. And I put it right on my computer. All right, we've got Never Stop Chasing Rainbows. We're going to have something there. We've got Live Life in Full Color. I think that one's going to go here. And then Shane Bright in All Your Colors is going to go on this one. And I think we are going to have to use this little bunny set for this then. I think we just do. There we go. All right. So next we need to figure out what we're going to do to ground these. I am going to grab my favorite, one of my favorite, Challenge Throwdown. Yes, challenge accepted. I have a very good idea of what to think about doing that. We're going to use a couple of different dies. I think we're going to go ahead and grab this is the Easy Elements. We're just going to go ahead and grab that for this one. Thinking, let's see what else we got here. Let's do something like this for this one. We might have to put an image on there. And then I think we're just going to put a black border on the bottom for this one. Okay, how's that look, you guys? I'm up for it. Sometimes it's fun to be challenged to figure out what I should do. I'm going to just use some scraps for this. So let's see, where is, I do have a few, I do have enough of this. This is some raven here. That will work. That other one isn't a raven, so I don't really want to use it because it needs to match. Matchy matchy. Yeah, thumbs up. Yes, please. If you all right.
It's like the third time today we've lost power.
Yep, and fourth time in 24 hours. Okay, we're just going to quick go over. Beaker Baker. All right. All right. Return to us. I'm here. Power failure. You're right. You did lose me. Easy Elements. Thank you. I don't know if I'm here. I'm going to restart. Let's try. Reloading. Hello, Penny. Can you see me? Woohoo! I'm back. I'm back. Yay. Okay. Thank you, guys. Yeah, something happened. We lost power. That's the third time today and fourth time since last night. So I am here. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Oh, I didn't know you could hear me. It kept saying reconnecting, and then I finally said, um, I finally said, uh, reconnect. All right. I don't know where we were at, but I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna cut these down here. Thank you for bearing with me. Heather asked what everyone's favorite item from the release is. I have a lot of favorites, and I can't decide for sure what's my favorite thing yet because I haven't used everything yet. That's my goal this weekend. Just to finish using everything else that I haven't received yet. I haven't used yet. I need to use the stamp of the month, and I need to do my unboxing video, which I'm going to do tomorrow, and get that uploaded, and then use that items and the paper pad and all sorts of things. So let's see, I'm going to scroll this down because I'm missing some of these things. Thank you, you guys. Thanks for bearing with me. That was just Gutenberg at its finest. The rainbow acrylic bubbles are your favorite. They're fun too. There's a lot of fun stuff with this release. So thank you, Heather, for posting that. That was the Easy Elements. And what I'm going to do is we're going to cut this off, and we're just going to kind of put this on right here. And then we have this one here. Never Stop Chasing Rainbows. And then we have this one, which I'm just going to do a straight shot. Yes, the stencil is, this stencil, all the stencils are really fun, to be honest with you. I like them all. So what I'm going to do with this piece of paper, it's kind of weird shaped. The shimmer glazes, yes, is I'm going to line it up. I'm actually going to trim off just a hair so that I can use the grids. And I'm going to just trim this very small. I want to make sure it's straight. Okay. So we're going to move it over. I'm only going to do, I don't know if I want to do a full. I'm going to do a fourth. So a quarter inch. And then I use the grids to give that to my line here. So that I haven't done the rainbow wishes yet, Heather. Mostly because I've got so much squeaky clean to use up. So we are going to use this, and I think just to kind of give it some more, and then I'm going to put this right over the top of it. I'm not sure I like that, to be honest with you. I think what we're going to do is we're going to switch this around. We're going to make this one tall too, and we're going to use this here. That looks better in my opinion. All right, what do you guys think? Is that looking good? Oh, you resisted them for now? Ooh. Well, I'm going to show you. You've seen them. Here are the shimmers. Look at how beautiful those those shimmers are. Look at how beautiful those are. And so these compared to here's the chromas, and then here's the shimmers. So these have a glossy finish. These have a shimmery finish. And then you've got the opaques. So here. See the difference? Yeah. There. Now you can see it. So these have a glossy. This is a shimmery, and this is matte. So yeah, they do so much different things. They're fun. So, all right. Let's see. We got this. We got this. We do have these other images. We might end up using them because I have them done. This was painted with the blueberry. And I'm kind of feeling like it might have to go on this card here. And maybe actually we will still do it at an angle at this, like this way. But we'll just put this guy over here, and we're going to do it like this. And then I think this one I'm going to leave because I'm going to put the crystals on it. And it's just going to be kind of not plain, but there we go. Okay, guys, let me put my dies up so we don't lose them, and let's get putting stuff together. Pull out my glue that has disappeared. I guess we're going to use this because I'm not sure where my liquid glue went to. It's always on my desk. Interesting that it's disappeared. I'm sitting back. Oh, no, I'm not breaking out the sword yet. We're breaking out the sword in a few minutes. We got to finish putting our cards together first. That's going to be so we're going to go over just a tiny bit tonight, guys, since we had a blip into technology. Francie, she was making ice cream. I missed that. I was going to make ice cream, but I didn't get that done quite yet. And I didn't get my cream cheese stuff or my cottage cheese stuff done yet either. I'm going to go ahead and eyeball this and center this as best as I can. I'm going to move it up just a little bit because I want that purple and teal to show. I am really at a loss of what I did with my glue. That's driving me nuts. And that's all right. This will work. Just got to make sure that we got it. Oh, that's right. The ice cream died. That ice cream. I thought you meant like ice cream to eat. You know me. I have ice cream on my brain all the time because I will be eating ice cream here when I'm done. All right. So we got one. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I totally forgot she was looking for that. Now this would be nice if I had my liquid glue because it's smaller, but we'll make it work. What works really well is just to kind of wipe your finger without getting a paper cut and kind of fold it over. Oh, that's awesome. That's fun. The ice cream I'm trying now. So my favorite ice cream comes from my gas station here in town. It's a chain in the Midwest called Quick Trip or Quick Start or whatever. In Iowa, it's one thing. In Minnesota, it's a different. I'm going to line this up with the edge of the white instead of the black. And I'm going to do my best to get it straight. We're going to use a ruler here just to make sure. And because I can't use a ruler and make a straight line, I'm going to edge it with the end of that. And then we can push it over. There we go. It's close enough. No, it's not gas stations. They do not have sushi. They have the really good chicken. They have really good, that's funny. They have really good chicken, but their ice cream is very good. It's made in La Crosse. And it's just very creamy. Well, right now there's a sale because it's Dairy Month. And so it's buy one of the pints, get one free. So they have a bunch of flavors that I've been able to try that they don't have in the big ones. And so I just had brookie dough, which was like brownie cookie and cookie dough. And then last night I got started the new one called State Farm Waffle Cone. It's not my favorite. It's good, but it's like having crushed up drumstick cones in your ice cream. And so it's good, but it's just, The brookie dough is much better. And what I like about the brookie dough is that it's vanilla and chocolate ice cream that they mix together. So it's not like a twist. It's actually lighter chocolate. So oh, that sounds really good too. Ice cream made with local honey. And it's probably good for you because it helps with allergies. We're going to pop this up a little bit, and I'm just going to use some of my foam squares that are sitting here to be used up because I feel like it needs to be popped up. And then Francie, you got to get your glasses on. Ooh, that sounds good too, Heather. We were going to go ice cream last year, remember? And the place was closed. There was some cinnamon drinks that were involved instead. All right. So this one, we got this here. We got this one. You're ready. Okay. This one, we're going to go ahead and put it down in this corner. And then we're going to go, I need my liquid glue, you guys. We're going to grab, I have another one here somewhere. I've got some Barely Arts in this little container, and this is what we'll use. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put, I'm just going to randomize these ones. Okay, maybe we're not going to use this. I haven't used this, so it's probably, okay. Glue is just not my friend tonight. But I have glue. I have lots and lots and lots and lots of glue. We just have to find the right one, right? Let's grab some crystals out of here. We're going to use, I got Red Shift. Let's see what else do we got. Hematite, hematite? I don't know how to say that for sure. And the crystals. I don't think I want the Red Shift. I'm going to use the crystals and the hematite. And I know that there is a glue in one of my containers. Ah, found my glue, you guys. I did. It's right here. I put it away in my container on the left. I was a good girl and put it away, but that's not where I keep it. So we're just going to randomly put some around just because I feel like being random about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's do one here and one there. That works. All right, Francie, here we go. Hematite. Okay, thank you. I'm not big on my gems. All right, and I even got it all sharpened up for you. I did that last night, so I was all ready to go. Doesn't quite poke you as high when I got it farther. I got my camera a little farther away tonight. These are the crystals, because I think that's fun with the rainbow. Okay, that one didn't want to stick on that glue. And then we'll grab the other ones for the other one, since we have more color on those. That one was upside down. Let's put him away. So we're going to try to hurry this up just in case, for some reason, they decide to lose power on me again here. Just because it's at work, it's crazy. It takes like 20 minutes for me to get my computer restarted and rebooted with everything that I need to use. And so it's been nuts. So there we go. We got card number 1 done. The thing is that I crafted outside in the garage this weekend. And I packed everything up in my little totes, and I brought everything, and that's where I colored all my images out. And I took way too much out there with me, of course. And then we're just going to put some here. 1, 2, 3. And then when I came back in, I rearranged a couple things on my desk. So I had a bin with all of my chroma mist sitting right here, but they didn't fit in the bin. The bin was too small. So I have a matching bin that's the same, that's bigger and has a lid. And so that's what I put them in. So they're not quite in arm's reach anymore for a live, but if I know I'm going to use them, I can put them under my desk and grab them. So thank you, Francie. I love to color. This is literally just blueberry, the new blueberry. And all I did was put it up on the top, and then I just dragged it down with the water. And this is on Perfect Blend paper. Yince. I might have minced that. Oh, okay. Yes. And then this is Olo markers. I think. It's got to be Olo markers because my Copics are dried out, and it's got to be Olo, but I'm not sure what colors those are, to be honest with you, because I don't have grays in my Olos yet. And then we're going to go ahead and we're just going to add a few of these kind of going up to there. I'm going to do one here and one here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I think we'll do one here. That looks like enough. Y'all. I say y'all sometimes, but not very often. Okay. I can't see these tonight, guys. I'm picking them up upside down. And we've got this. I'm thinking already about my challenge that Francie gave me. And I might have to play with that a little bit tomorrow night during Christopher's Live. So I'm going to give a quick plug here to the CYOE challenge. Remember, this month is rainbow, and you just need to use rainbow colors, rainbow image, something rainbowy, and one thing that's Brutus Monroe for sure. Yinzers? Ooh, that doesn't sound good. So that's what these cards work for that. So, it's kind of fun to be able to play along with the challenge every week this week. And I'm going to start thinking about next week and how to do the Northern Lights. You guys, when I moved to Iowa, Ellen, I used to get teased all the time because I still say it, but not quite as bad. I'm from Minnesota. And so you have the O. So people would always make fun of me. They're like, "You're from Minnesota." And I'm like, "Yes." And the college I went to is Coe College, COE. So I'd always say Coe. So I got a lot of teasing about that. I don't say you betcha, don't you know anymore as much, but when I hear my aunts or my cousins or my mom say it, I just it just makes me smile and remind me of home. I'm excited for it, Francie, too, because it's a fun one. You still have to the end of the month. I don't remember if it's the 29th or 30th, whatever, the second to last day of the month to enter on the Brutus Monroe fan club. Francie, you can, you're not on Facebook though. So I was trying to think. I will you can send me a card, send me a picture of your card, and I can post it. Thank you, Ellen. Thanks, Cherie. Yes, thank you for joining me tonight. Here are my cards. I did it. We just made it in. We would have made it under time if the power wouldn't have gone out. But we've got 3 cards using this the stencil of the month, the retro kaleidoscope. One using, well, this one's Chroma Mist, but the other one we made was the aqua pigment. Actually, this is the aqua pigment one. I did use it. And then we did just ink blending to make an A2 card. Thank Francie, that'll work for me. Thank you. Thank you, Cindy. And then we used the chroma opaques. And then I also foiled it with the opal, which just foiled it right around the edges perfectly this time. So I appreciate you guys all. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next week where I figure out how to make a Northern Lights card with some pastes and gels for Francie. So I will talk to you later, okay? Have a good night, everyone. Thank you for joining me.